Today I did this activity in Zhejiang University. I just came back from the activity, and this was the post that we created to invite students to participate. The topic of the activity was about dating. So I did this activity together with the English Association. They invited me to host the activity because I told them that I did this activity once in Juju. They liked the idea. We were talking about, they're asking me to give some ideas, and I talk about this one and they like it very much, so they asked me to do it. So I did it today. And we invite students by showing this post and posting in our WeChat platform. They also post in the QQ, another social media platform, to invite students. The topic was talking about the topics today. The activity was about the process of planning a date, asking for a date, and accepting a date. Also deal with the dating partners with honesty, grace, humor, and respect. So we create a group in the WeChat platform about 20 days before, 20 days ago, and I was sharing every day a different quote. Some quote about dating, related to dating. This is one example here. So this quote's saying something about dating, about beauty, and then I ask the students if they agree with the quote or if they disagree. And this is for fostering some engagement, because those activities are supposed to encourage students to speak up, to practice their English. Otherwise they will never be good in English, right? So they need to practice. And then I was fostering some arguments so they can discuss. It's not about this is the right thing or wrong thing to do. It's about their opinions, right? So I share a quote, maybe a good quote, and ask their opinion. As you can see here, this is the WeChat group, so they actually put their opinions. And this is another quote here. So I did one quote every day at the minimum, and I asked them for the opinion. And also, this is setting up the mood for the activity because I wanted them to participate. And then by the end of the activity, so this is the PPT that I use it for the activity. I planned 10 questions in the beginning, like I'm playing a game with them. This is the first question, the second question. So 10 questions, and posing the topics that we're going to be discussing later. So after those 10 questions that you can see here, right? I did, this is the text that is related to one of those questions. And then we read the text and discusses about it and ask their opinion if they agree or they disagree with the text. And some of them actually change their mind because they hear a very good argument here. And this is also helping them to practice English because they need to actually expose their argument if they disagree. So after we did this, I finished the activity by giving them a homework. I told them about dating is a very good activity because this is how you get to know other people. This is how you evaluate someone that might be a future potential partner for you to marry. So no one has good options if they don't know anyone, right? So the more people you know, the more options you have, so you can make a better choice. And I told them that when I came here in China, for the first 6 months I was eating alone, and this was not a very good experience. So I tell them, don't be this person to stay alone all the time. Don't miss any opportunity to make friends. So dating is a good opportunity. This is how you get to know people, right? So be this person here, dating someone instead of being someone alone. I told them my experience here in China was changing for the better when I kind of lose my shyness and asking people, well, we eat together? I start talking to people, like making friends. And then I give them the homework, and I told them about one experience that I had in Juzhou. This girl was going to the English corner. I met her in the English corner, and she was not having a good English, but she asked me for help to help her to improve her English. And here is the picture that I had with her. I had so many pictures with her because I proposed her, well, can you spend time with me? So every weekend we went to lunch together, and after lunch we walk around the university. Here we went to the lake. Here we eating together. Here we go into the theater to watching our orchestra. So we did a lot of things together. And because I don't speak Chinese, she needs to speak in English with me. And because we have this practice time, her English starts to improve. And it was very good for me because I was here in China alone, and I don't speak the language. For example, here we are in the restaurant. I don't do the talking. She was doing the talking with the waitress, and I was just paying my part of the bill. And this is a win-win situation. She's still my good friend until this day, and we have lots of fun time together. She improved her English. I got a good friend. So, and this is the homework that I actually gave to the students tonight. You have to ask someone out on a date and post a picture of that event in the WeChat group. Even if you are rejected, in that case, post a picture of you alone crying. So just a humor. This is one of the things that you should be using when you're dating, right? When you get rejected, just be fun. Not fun being rejected. Just be cool about it. Move on. This has happened to everyone. So we are not very special that no one's gonna reject us. So this has happened to everyone. I just want to do this explanation before I show you some of the recordings of the activity, and I had a lot of fun tonight with the students. So let me show you now the recordings of the activity.
Sometimes just a little bit, right, is enough to enhance you. This is my opinion, so I agree with this code. What do you think? Too much makeup is good or bad? Girls. I want your opinion. There's nothing wrong or right. Okay? What is your opinion? Too much makeup is good?
I don't agree. Maybe I first need to make out a little bit
I agree with you. So they're saying they need a makeup. Just a little bit, not too much. Not too much is good, okay? So let's see the other part here. Young men should keep their faces shaved, their hair combed, their haircuts reasonably conservative, their nails clean, oversized suggested pants brand young man as a vulgar. Young people can be smart and personable, dignified and attractive by finding an area somewhere less than extremes and still be in good style. So I think the quote is saying that you can dress well without being the extreme, right? So if you put two makeups to make you really good girls, right? It's good. I like it when a girl wears a lipstick, right? Becomes more attractive. But when she wears too much makeup, like the extreme, it's not good. This is my opinion, so I agree with this quote. Did you ever thought about this? Right? Okay? I see most people agree. Is there anyone who disagrees? You guys who just came here, we did not start yet, okay? So still 5-10 minutes? 4 minutes, right? So we are about to start. I'm just talking here, right? While we are waiting. Okay, so for those of you who came later, are you part of the WeChat group? This is a, do you know this picture? If you kiss a frog, it's right?
什么？为什么？
Maybe God has the power to change people. But if you try to change him, or if you hurt him, try to change her, this is not going to work. Because you need to change by yourself, right? Sometimes people get married and say, well, I'm going to change him after we got married. It never works, right? So he needs to be changed by himself, inspired to change. So I want to start this activity by telling you a story, okay? So to set the mood for what we're going to do, okay? So I'm going to go over a few slides telling an experience of someone when he was first dating, okay? So this person said, dating can be scary, and I remember my first real date. I was 17 years old. I had spent time with girls in school activities, parties, and dances. I usually felt comfortable around them. I had treated girls home from schools to other places. But this was the very first time I had to actually put myself in a car to drive over and pick up a girl on a real date. I wouldn't be able to just drop her off. I would have to kind of take care of her all evening. Okay? So I had admired Pamela for a long time. She was even more than one of my classmates. And she was and we had worked on some extracurricular activities. She was popular, fun, and happy and easy to be with. And on top of that, I thought she was gorgeous. I was sure that she was beyond my reach. And so it took a little time for me to make the transition from just hanging around her to work up the nerve to ask her out. But I finally did it, and she accepted. Everything was cool until it came the time to pick her up. It was 2 blocks from her house. I was 2 blocks from her house when I had a panic attack. Do you know panic attack? Become very nervous, right?
Yeah.
She had a panic attack. Big time. I remember the exact spot in the road where I almost turned around and went home. He was so nervous he wanted to go back home. I was in the left turn lane waiting for the traffic to pass so I could turn onto her street. I can hardly believe it to this day. But at the moment, the thing I was wanted the most in the world was to turn around, head home. So nervous this was, right? And I pretended I would forgot. I was that scared, but somehow that didn't seem like a viable solution. So I made myself make the turn and find her home, her house, and knock on the door. I don't really remember the rest of the date, but I dated Pamela quite a few more times after that. So it must have turned out okay. Today, we will talk about confidence, the thing I lacked at that night, and about how to ask for and how to accept a date, as well as ideas for creative dates. So, everyone sometimes becomes nervous. I understand that, and it's normal, especially when you're going to ask that special person. You don't want it to be rejected, right? It happens to everyone. It happens to me. I know it happens to you. So you admire that person. Maybe you have a crush on that person. And then you're going to ask her out. So you are afraid to be rejected. So it takes courage, right? It takes confidence. So today we're going to be talking about those things. So we're going to learn a nice way, right, to ask someone out. A nice way to say, no, I don't want to go with you, right? To take this with humor. So don't be too hard, right? So I want to play a game with you guys, okay? So to start this activity. So the game is going to be like this. But before I go to the game, let me tell you this. What are some reasons you always should tell someone how you feel about them? Let's say I have a crush on her, but I am afraid to go talk to her and ask her out because she might say no. That's going to hurt me. So what are the reasons that I should go and ask her out? So the first thing is set yourself free from false expectations and imaginations. So if I don't go and talk to her, I will never know her answer. If I don't go and talk to her, the answer is already no. Because I'm never going to go out to her unless I talk to her. So the first thing is free yourself from false expectations. So the second one is you deserve to have an answer to what may come in the future. Don't you think you deserve an answer? Right? To know if the person is going to accept you or not, you deserve an answer. Right? The third one builds your courage and resilience. No one can go out in life having a good life without courage. So you need to have courage maybe to go to a job interview. Maybe you need courage to go abroad one day to study. Maybe you need courage even to ask someone out. It's normal. It builds up your courage. Okay? The fourth one means you have a self-awareness and the true self-respect. So you respect yourself enough, and you know that you deserve an answer, so you go and talk to her. Or maybe you, right? You go and talk to him. It's good for the girls too. This one is very good because it feels good. Especially when she said yes. It feels really good. When she says no, you can't move on. No, you don't have to think about what if I have asked her? What's going to happen? Now if she said no, you can move on, right? Your life keeps
尝试
going.
过就不会后
You
悔，
may never have another chance.
就不会遗憾。
Unless, for example, it is a girl that's from your class. You're seeing her every day. But sometimes you are in downtown city and you see somebody interesting. If you don't talk to her that moment, you may never see her again. These are the reasons that you should take your chances and talk to someone. Okay? Alright, so today we're going to be talking about the process of planning a date, asking for a date, and accepting a date. Deal with the dating partners with honesty, grace, humor, and respect.
respect
Okay, the game is going to be one that you should
提
think
出约会，
The first question is, guys should do the asking for dates. So do you disagree, neutral, or agree? So you tell me, don't tell anyone else. Tell just me.
应该听得懂吧？
You tell me which one of the classes we're going to go most. For example, I'm going to ask everyone. Alright, so this is the second question. Guys should pay for dates. So you tell me which one is number
Should I pay for this? No, disagree. One, maybe we can pay it.
Okay, so let me ask you guys. Do you guys, with the people who are number one, raise your hand. Number two.
大男的属于吧。
Number three. So we are between number 1 and 2. So I don't know which one is more. So let's say number 1 again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
11, 12,
Number one is the majority.
14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Number 2. So we have more for number 1, right?
你是怎么想？
So he said 2 and she said 2. So you guys got it
就是说
wrong.
男生需要为约会付钱，你跟女朋友
If
约
they
会
get it right,
付钱。
I put a point,
但是带他
and then you
是
can
绿色，他
freaking.
都是我们的，那后面就 A 对，
所以我们觉得是男生付还是女生付？
我们俩都
Okay, 2 more volunteers. 2 more.
所以不应该是。
Okay,
刚刚的问题就是说男生该不该付？
付全。
girl. You?
刚开始的时候要付全。
This is another question. Guys should be the drivers on dates.
我不会开车。I should be driver.
So let's see. Who is number 1?
哎，不，no。
No, one. Okay. Number 2.
我同意。
And number 3. I think number 2. So what do you guys think about it? I wanted now to hear your opinion. Do you think that this is a problem? Is that a real problem? So for example, if you are a guy asking a girl and she said, no, I cannot go tonight. So what would be your next move? Yes. For example, I'm going to ask you, can you go out tonight? Say no, okay? Can you go out tomorrow morning? I mean tomorrow night, Saturday. Can you go out with me?
Sorry, no.
Oh, you have a babysitting, right? Sorry, no. Okay. Should I go back home now? Is that it? No. What should I do?
Ask why.
Yes, well, okay, no, okay. She said why. She said that she's babysitting, right? So instead of asking why, I'm going to ask, well, can we go some other day? See, now she's saying yes, because she's available not tomorrow, but some other day. Sometimes you stop, you ask the first question, she said no, okay. Huh? So don't be that guy. For example, I'm asking, you have probably seen me here in the university asking students to sit together in the canteen, right? Sometimes they say no to me, right? And I say, well, why? Is that somebody coming here? You don't speak English? So ask more questions. Maybe this person is going to change her mind. Maybe you find out the reason. So miscommunication is the biggest problem in relationships. When people stop talking to each other, asking questions, you have a problem in relationship. It happens not only in dating, in marriage, in everywhere. Okay? Okay, this one is talking about mind reading, right? Sometimes you feel like this. Let's just read the big one. The girl is thinking, if he was interested in me, he would ask me out. I wish he would, but he seems no more interested in me than any other girl. And the boy is thinking, well, the guy is thinking, if she was interested in me, if she was interested in me asking her out, she would show me a sign. If she would, but she treats me or treats all of us the same. Sometimes you feel like this, like I'm not going to invite somebody out, I'm not going to invite her out because she's not showing me a sign. Maybe she's not even like me. So the message here is, you're just trying to see without talking to her. Remember, the order's like, you deserve an answer. So the thing is, you should go and talk to her, ask her out, not just thinking, well, she's never going to answer yes. So how do you know it? Are you reading her mind? Do you have this power? Does anyone have the power to read somebody else's mind? Right? So you should not be afraid of talking to her. Right? You may see, well, maybe she doesn't give you a sign or whatever, but this is not an excuse for not talking to someone. So I wanted to know, you guys, do you agree with this or not? What? Okay, maybe you can read the mind if you're a magic doctor. Okay, do you guys agree with this or not? Do you agree that you should talk to someone because you cannot read their mind? So, just because she isn't throwing herself at you, this does not mean she wouldn't be interested in a date. That does make sense. Just because she's not throwing herself into you does not mean that she would not go out with you. So don't be the guy who's being afraid of asking somebody else. Go there and talk to her. You deserve an answer. Remember this, okay? Even if she says no. If she says no, what is her next move? Ask her why, right? Ask her why. And maybe ask, well, if not tomorrow, when? Right? Keep asking. Right? If she said no tomorrow, no next week, no next year, then maybe that's a no. And then you should move on. But not read-minding does not work.
I think girls more annoying
Huh?
I think girls should be more annoying and the boy should have more courage to do this.
Exactly. You should have more courage. Yes.
So I wish they will get married and have baby.
Okay, one for you. Good answer. Good. Okay. All right, next one. Very advanced. So some dates are spontaneous. For example, when I go to eat in the canteen, I ask the student in a spot, can I sit here? This is spontaneous. But not all dates are like this, right? So, some dates are spontaneous, right? So like after a band rehearsal, David says to Leanne, do you want to go for a shake? Right? This is spontaneous. I will take you home. This is the most spontaneous kind of date. No planning, no preparation. To ask for such a date 2 weeks ahead of time would seem strange and would probably convey a lack of confidence. So sometimes you have this kind of dates, but in the other hand, there's a big occasion. I don't know here, but for example, in the high school, they have a prom. Do you have things like when you graduate from high school, you have a big party? No? But in the United States, they have a prom. So when they graduate from high school, they have this big event, right? So in this case, the boy should ask the girl in advance, because she gives her time to buy a dress, to go to the hairdresser, whatever, right? So if they ask the same day, they promise tonight, I'm going to ask her right now to go tonight, she didn't have time to prepare. So this is usually a formal event, such as a school prom. It's obviously that this kind of date require more planning and preparation. So match the notice to the event. So it's not showing here. So do you guys agree with this or not? There's a question, right? So it depends on the situation. Sometimes it would be nice to be spontaneous. For example, maybe you're here today watching the class. Maybe he's gonna go for a shake after this meeting. Right? Go to canteen number 4, take an ice cream together. This can be spontaneous, right? This is nice, and it means that he's confident enough to ask her. Right? This is good. But now there will be some events that she might need more time to buy a dress or whatever. So do you guys agree with this? Yeah. Does anyone have a different view that you want to talk about? Different opinion? Should we go for the next one? Is that okay? Okay, let's go for the next one. Next one is be specific and detailed. I sent you already the next one, right? So number 4, I'm going to send you again. Did you guys finish reading? So, can you give me your opinion about this? Do you think it's important to give the details of the date? You said yes? Do you want to give your opinion? Okay. Does anyone not agree? What this text is saying? For example, what you're doing tomorrow night? Okay, what you're doing? This is not a very good question, right? So, for example, you don't know what I'm going to invite you for, right? Maybe I'm going to invite you for football, soccer, you don't like that. So instead of asking what you're doing tonight, maybe I should be a little bit more polite and say, well, tomorrow night I'm going to have a party with my friend. It is his birthday. Do you like to go with me? Now I give her some information to decide. Maybe she likes to go to birthday parties. It's a night like a social event. But she would not be going to a soccer football with me. So instead of just saying, what you're doing tonight, this is much a better question because I'm giving the other person information to decide it. So what you like to, I would like to go with me in this place. Do you want to go to watch a movie with me? What movie? So tell her the information. Do you think this is a good thing? That's right? Yes. Okay. So give the specifics, right? For example, if you're going to a wedding, party. Maybe the wedding party is outdoors or indoors. Give the specific, because if the wedding was outdoor, maybe she's gonna wear not high heels, right? High heels in the grass is not good, right? Maybe you're going to the beaches. Well, it's nice to carry a swimsuit. You need to give the other person specifics, right? Does anyone anything to say about this one? Okay.
我先跟大家稍微讲一下，讲的是什么呢？就是说，你提出约会的时候，可能有一些男孩子就比较直，就可能问，哎，你今晚有没有什么生日啊？你明天有没有生日啊？你下周末有没有生日啊？在吗？在吗？下周末有事儿吗？但是这一则就是这段话是告诉我们，你如果想要提出一个约会，你首先要讲的明确一点，就比如说，下周末我想邀请你跟我去公园观看什么什么东西。下周末我们去一个派对啊，怎么样？这个派对是关于什么的？就是讲的更详细一点，然后让女生有心理准备，然后她可以思考一下自己是不是要为这次约会准备什么东西，然后呢，她再来决定要不要接受你的邀请。然后我觉得totally是这样。
Does anyone wants to give your opinion about this topic? I'm not teaching you a class. I'm just showing you some topics. Then you may agree or disagree. Okay?
I disagree.
You should not. Okay, tell me why.
That depends. If I invite her to go to the dinner, and I may ask her what movie do you like? If I go out to play with her, and I don't like to give her the specific and the detailed information. Like if I go to the park, I decided to go to the park. Maybe I will say the sun around the Zhejiang River is beautiful. You might go to me, and the sun down.
Sundown, okay, sunset, right?
It's beautiful. You don't like to go with me. I don't want to say I will take you to a specific place or I will take you to eat a specific food. I don't know. I love rice. Maybe
this guy has a point. It's a very good argument. So you see, it always depends, right? He's taking, for example, if you tell her the dentist, you're taking out the element of a surprise. Maybe surprise is good. It's good, right? I like your argument. So you're correct. But there will be times when you want to give her some specific for her to try. Sometimes you want to give her a surprise, right? It depends. Good. Anyone else? Okay. Accept and clarify refusals. For example, when you hear, I'm sorry, I can make it, what does it mean for the future? Remember, again, for the first one, communication, right? So if you stop, I ask you and you say no, so what does it mean for the future? Is that you're never going to go out with me? Is that it? So keep talking, right? So this is clarification. You cannot read somebody else's mind, right? Do you want to say something about this? Do you think it's the correct thing to do? Clarification, right? So why don't you want to go out? Is it today only or? Okay, two people. So these are assignments for everybody else. Okay? I want you to find a date and go out with someone. And then you're going to take a picture together and post in this group. Is that okay? No?
没有对象的人啊，
Okay.
没有对象的人啊，要。
Then a candy? Maybe candy?
后大概的话咱们都已经在这了，然后就也没有什么要说的，就是给大家就是再重申一下，就是我们大师的一个方针政策，就是。
I think maybe tomorrow we can have lunch together.
Sure.
So I will.
Is that a date?
Yeah, that's
Okay,
right. I
okay.
can post our picture in our WeChat group.
Okay, okay.